Cardiac Who's are back and fatter and balder than ever. What a tumultuous summer. Obviously, basketball ended on a loss, but UVA fandom is excited as ever. Odom checking all the boxes, exceeding all expectations. Beating Will Wade has never felt any better than it did this past year. On the baseball and lacrosse, I'm certainly no expert, but both were pumped up to be really awesome this year. Lacrosse more than baseball, but they just couldn't get over the hump and limped into the playoffs. They did show some flashes of greatness. But at the end of the day, they just couldn't get it done. Someone for sure said some things that needed to change, and the head started rolling from there. Baseball, well, had us fooled at the beginning of the year, but man, losing to JMU, how low can you go? The verdict is still out. Was it injuries or was it coaching? Time will tell, but maybe we should have paid man to begin with. Last year, I felt the winning culture was back at UVA, and basketball and football delivered with a side of turkey. I should add that as well. But some enthusiasm certainly fell off with our spring sports. But again, time will tell with these new coaches and what they'll put together this upcoming spring. But should we not be surprised or excited about UVA athletics? I truly believe there's a lot to look forward to with football. The stakes are higher than ever, and the pressure to repeat is there. Unlike many schools, we retained some of the bedrock players that our teams were built on last year. This is also the case for basketball, with astounding retention in this day and age. I will close with this. My message as a fan to a fan, and not just a UVA fan, but the college sports fan. Cherish this season. As a UVA fan, again, stakes are high, but enjoy no matter the outcome. College sports has massively changed the last 5 or 6 years. News every day that indicate that the product is no longer the same. So far, we are able to cope with, but how much longer can we or will we enjoy this college sports? You could argue we bought the win against Tech last year, but I wouldn't go that far. But easily could be the argument in the not-so-far future. Enjoy college sports this season, as it could be one of the last ones that closely resembles college sports that you grew in love over the last decades. That's my soapbox. It's time to hear from the other Cardiac Who's. Sean and Mills, it's nice, cool, and crisp out there. Are you getting excited about college football, and it's good to have you guys back.
Yeah, I agree. It's good to be back in the studio. We were very much did a lot of remote potting for the spring after football season, but this is the start of year 3 of the Cardiac Who's.
Yeah, we're back. It's crazy what the summer brings, and now you're 4 days. Well, now we're recording this for 4 days, but when it comes out, we're 2 days away from the first football game in Scott Stadium. Should have been in Brazil, right?
Thank goodness it's not in Brazil.
Yeah. You know, they never came out with what the actual reasoning was, but was it field condition, safety, travel? No one bought tickets. I mean, it's the thing.
I think it's a mix of all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't ensure the safety, and then you're trying to take 18 to 26-year-olds over to a different country.
Think about what those boys would have been doing in a night.
Yeah, it would have been.
Yeah.
Do you really think there was going to be a draw for it there, though?
I don't think
No.
so. I really don't. I see what they were trying to do, but let's be real. It's just not the same atmosphere as like going to Ireland and playing.
Well, I think like Mexico City maybe seems almost realistic. Like,
No, that would have been cool playing Azteca Stadium.
minus the altitude, but I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I think we're excited about this season, especially with the roster. There are some question marks or asterisks that you want to throw up on in different positions. We'll probably get into that, but
Yeah, we'll definitely get into that. I heard someone recently. I've been trying to catch up and listen to a lot of podcasts. Somebody pointed out. I think it was Jackie over 247 was saying that had it been in Brazil, that it was an absolute certainty that Cam wasn't gonna play if they would have played in Brazil.
Yeah, because you don't know what that field's going to be like.
Field, just travel, all those different types of things.
I would have left his tail home. Don't even go.
Yeah. So I mean, we're here though. Sean, are you excited? How are you feeling? Are you excited about this
It's weird because it feels like we're starting early because we are in week 0, and then we're gearing up, we're getting all excited, and then we go straight into week 0 game and then into a bye week.
I wish
Not just a week 0 game. We go into an ACC conference game.
It is a conference game this year, okay?
Oh, yes.
Everybody was
Now-
all upset. They couldn't figure it out. It is an actual conference game this year.
Speaking of conference games, does anybody know this tiebreaker or what the new system is before we jump into this for people
You know
out there
what?
that may not be aware?
They start with letter A, and I think they go to letter F, or G, or H, or I.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Like
that means he has no
The
idea.
different like tiebreakers for all this. I do know one thing: they're gonna put whoever the best team has the chance to make the playoff in the championship. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, they don't want what happened last year.
No, they do not. They're gonna put Miami in there.
Without a doubt. Yeah, it is curious. If I understood correctly, there are some ACC teams that aren't playing the same number of ACC games that we're playing.
Correct. So
I
it's
find
going to be based off percentage.
I find that wild.
Well, I think next year everybody's going to have the same amount of ACC games, 9.
Right. But yeah, back to this season. I mean, so week 0, starting off ACC home game, and a lot of questions are whether we're going to sell it out there. I think they're saying that we've sold it out or we're close to selling it out.
There's a lot of free tickets going around.
Well, you also don't know what like the secondary market's looking like right now as well.
Yeah.
Now, if you had to guess,
I did put it in the group chat. Are we going to have more than 58,000?
I don't. Well, maybe I don't know.
58 was the max when we had last game.
Is it
last
tickets
year.
sold or is it
Attendance?
So let me ask you, like, how much of the secondary market is eating up these tickets?
The secondary market is technically
Bought tickets.
called as calculated as a sold ticket.
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, like, if they're saying we're close to sellout, but there's a bunch of tickets sitting on the secondary market.
I want to know how many people went through security and got into the stadium.
I want to say that people probably don't really care about this early in the
Virginia
podcast.
Tech does.
They sold out VMI, apparently.
They did.
Good for them.
But they're definitely
it's a new coach. I mean, this might be the only one they get all year.
But they are definitely worried about us and our seats and our stadium.
Well, if that's what they're worried about, that's fine by me. North Carolina State home game 3:30, packed crowd. How do you? Vegas has us at 5.5. So how do you guys feel about going into this game? How do you guys feel about this team? Sean, pull up this itinerary that we got for this. So yeah, we're coming off an 11-win season. We lost our quarterback. We have a ton of returners coming back. We lost our entire wide receiver core.
Not entirely, but we lost the production. Yes,
production, sure. That's kind of to me. That's kind of a recap with there. I feel like we've adequately replaced our running backs, but time will tell. We got to see. So, yeah, how do you feel going into this season? Let's start with there.
You know, you always want to see what you got on the field first, but I think there is a lot of optimism again after last year coming off an 11-win season. We retained a bunch of guys. We added a bunch of depth in the portal. We've got people coming back healthy, and we have the most experience in college football for this year. And a lot of that's going to be in the trenches, and we talked about it a lot last year. If you remember me, my biggest thing is the big boys up front on both sides of the ball, and we have a ton of depth on both sides. And as long as we remain healthy on that in the trenches, I really like our chances. I think
Sean's putting it now. We're making the playoffs.
I'm not. I'll give you the same answer I gave you last year. Why not us? We have the ability, and we just have to make sure we put it on the field and we play to our level. Now, the only thing about it is the little question mark there is our wide receiver room is a little questionable. We're going to have to see some players step up and really make plays for us. You know, Cam Courtney is hopefully gives us some more juice this year. But then other than that, we don't have the height that we used to. I think both of our starting wide receivers are listed at 6'2", which I'd like to see a little bit bigger than that. But you got the big boys and Dakota Twitty at 6'5" on the tight end. And that room is apparently really big.
Tweety?
I think it's Twitty.
I think it's
Tweety.
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 Yeah.
I don't know.
Get it right.
Week 0, okay? Give us a break.
Well, hopefully we hear that over the comm.
All the time.
Tweety scores a touchdown.
Yeah.
Tweety for 70 yards.
Well, honestly, typically they put that out there, and you can, if it's a questionable pronunciation, they'll give it to you. But we'll move on.
So the wide receiving core, me and Mills have talked a lot about it. Mills says that's our weakest point. Do you still take that line?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I just think there's. I mean, I guess you can just look at it.
Dak
on
Twitty, Polk, North Carolina.
There you go.
Twitty.
Per him. Yeah, I don't. But see, I guess you're just looking at their numbers with their teams.
Yeah, but I also you haven't seen them. There hasn't been much on them in the fall camp. It's just also there is a big question mark on our quarterback. Like we don't know what Bo's actually going to do. Like he meets the metrics, but just like Chandler Morris, like we didn't know what Chandler was going to bring until we saw him.
Well, Chandler was an established passer. Coming in, I mean, he tore it up at North Texas.
Sure.
But Bo, I mean, we've gone back and watched the film. He was pretty successful last year. He threw, I think, 9 picks in fewer games. I think Morris threw 9 picks as well last year, but he obviously did it in fewer games. Bo was out, I think, injured 2 games, but he was also in. He played banged up, last year.
Sounds like he's healthy now.
But it's a different team. I think it's going to be similar. I think he's going to be handing the rock off a lot. You know what I mean? And I guess everybody and everything that I've listened to, everybody that there's a question is his passing ability. So I guess that's what he's going to have to prove himself on. And they're talking about what he's had to improve on, what he's focused on is going through his progressions. And that was something that Chandler Morris did awesome last year, was he was very quick. He had a quick mind. He was able to make those reads and go through those progressions. So, that hopefully those running backs, that offensive line gives him the time needed that he needs. He obviously can prove it with his legs. He is pretty athletic.
Mobile. Yeah.
And what's his height, Sean?
For Bo,
he's definitely
6'2".
over
He
6.
got a little height, man.
Yep.
How you feel about that?
You can see every
Well, Eli
line.
Holstein's even bigger at 6'4". That's what I like to see in my quarterback, not a 5'11" Husker.
Well, C.J. Bailey's 6'6", and we'll talk more about that later. But
That dude could have a big breakout year.
well, I mean, like you said, so you guys can't talk about this seeing over the line, even though our line is pretty massive. So
and old, and they're grown ass men. Sorry, but
Yeah,
they're grown ass men. 7th year, 6th year, 5th year. There's some
We
old
have
dogs.
the most experience, the most snap played in college football.
Back in the day, you only got 4 years.
Hey, don't
Just
be
saying.
upset that we're playing within the rules. We didn't get anybody from the
Not
the
yet.
Chargers who got cut, or we don't got
The
any guys
Browns.
calling asking to get released so they can come back and play for us. We ain't got deep pockets like that. I mean, come on, we're doing it the right way. I mean, we got 2 guys back who were part of the injunction, but that's a whole different conversation. But they weren't on NFL rosters.
No,
they're
they're
not. They're
not allowed
gone.
to
They're
play.
not. They're done.
They got told no.
Oh, it was at the second injunction where it
Yeah.
got cut again?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you're not familiar with what Sean's talking about, there was a ruling that impacted the 5th year rule that the NCAA rolled out
For the class of 2022.
for the class of 2022. So we had 2 players, 2 pretty significant key players that would add a lot of value. I believe it was Holmes and
It was an offensive lineman and a D lineman, right?
yeah, it was on defense. Would add a lot of depth for us. It was Holmes and I can't remember the second guy, but I do remember his name. I just can't remember to say it. But back to what I was saying, Sean, is they were granted that eligibility, obviously, but the ruling came out that the injunction had to be within the state that you're returning at. So there's some players that are able to come back, and then obviously Virginia doesn't have the lawsuit. They can go file a lawsuit, but I don't think that's going to go that way. So
The biggest thing we got, which I don't know what y'all's feeling is on it, is Cam Robinson is not out. He is a game time decision for Saturday.
I'd play him
4th
for
year
first
linebacker.
quarter, see how he does. If he's
what
not,
if he blows his knee out in the
I'm
first
not,
quarter?
just hear me out. play a little bit first quarter, test the knee out, let him play a little bit, get the energy out, sit his tail against Norfolk State, sit his tail against the next game.
Well, the argument is that I believe we go from Norfolk State to West Virginia. So the argument, I guess, is that if you sit him out North Carolina State, you get a bye a week after that for him to get us like at least 2 weeks, and then obviously, yeah, you could sit him for North. That's 3 weeks of healing, and then you could make that decision on West Virginia. You
could also sit him against Delaware.
Yeah, honestly, if it was me and he was questionable and I was if it was a 50-50, I'm not playing him until Florida State.
Well,
maybe
he also
maybe the
needs
second
some
half.
reps, though. He needs some reps.
Well, maybe if you let me finish, you sound like my wife. Maybe if you let him play part of the Delaware game, rest him, and then get him full ready to go for Florida State, I think that's our best chance. We don't. The first 3 games, NC State, yes, is a conference game, but we can recover from that one. But the Florida State is going to be our biggest one in the first half of the season because they're going to be looking for their lick back after we beat them in overtime last year.
Double overtime.
This defensive team or this defensive squad that we have this year, it's a mix of new names. Apparently, we have a really deep secondary,
which is not normal for us.
Right. You've got Ethan Minter and Hillman and the.
A lot of people are calling him having a breakout year, Minter.
He's shown a lot of flashes even as a freshman. I mean, kind of just.
But he's a senior now, right?
No, he's a
third
junior.
year.
Third year.
Excuse me, third year. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but no, I mean we just got a lot of depth on defense. We have a pretty veteran D line. We brought in a couple more guys. So as much as we talk about the offensive line, this defensive unit that we have shows a lot of promise. And if you could say anything, and Sean will agree, Coach Rudd always seems to have shown that he can work a lot with less. And last year he started to get some of the tools he needed.
Yeah, when we got the consistency on the guys playing together, and you're looking at it. You talk about it. Fisher Kamak, 5th year. Nanana Anawahu, 7th year.
And that's a name right there.
Anthony Britton, 4th year. Jason Hammond, 4th year. Then we have Henry Young, a 7th year, and another one, Curvins, a 7th year. We got a ton of experience, and you're going to keep hearing me harp on that. Until they prove to me that they can't play ball, the experience is going to come down to be a big factor for us.
And it's almost not worth talking about right now because, one, the portal just, can do anything, change a lot of things, and also it's the beginning of the year, so a lot of those names that you rattled off, these 4th-year guys, like, they now have the potential to come back, correct?
Correct. So, for a 5th year.
And I will maybe at some point in time, like some of the guys that we went and got out in the portal have an additional year of eligibility. I mean, you're already looking at Holstein, the kid out of Tennessee has some.
Peyton Lewis
has some additional. So this defensive squad I think can really show up and do a lot of damage. And a lot of those guys, like you have guys that have been through the fire. And one thing about last year, especially if you really think about it, how many close games did we have?
A lot.
And that
UNC, Florida State,
right, 1, 2, 3, 4 overtime losses or 4 overtime games. So
even that Washington State game was close.
But my point being is that you had a lot of those guys on the defensive unit that went through the fire.
They know how to win the games, and we talked about that last year. They know how to win the games when it matters. And honestly, the NC State game should have gone our way as well. So
if he would have just thrown it to the tight end,
and if they didn't target Chandler Morris in the Wake Forest game, we easily would have won that one.
Sean made a lot of excuses for him, right?
He did.
For who?
For Chandler.
For Chandler.
Wasn't his fault.
It was 100% his fault. He missed the.
I've had so much go on since 9-6 of last year. I have no idea what plays we're talking about anymore.
But nonetheless, go back and listen, and you tell me, folks. But I don't know. So
all right, let's talk about the attendance. Look at that.
Why are you so hung up on attendance?
I want to know.
You sound like a Hokie fan. All they harp about is
Blue Cup.
Yeah, how many people they
Blue Cup. What is it? Red Cup Saturday or whatever. Red Cup Saturday. Boys of Saturday.
No, is it? No.
The
Sons of Saturday.
Sons of Saturday.
I don't know why you're so hung up on that.
It's a push that UVA is pushing to sell this out, and I just don't know if we're gonna do it.
I will bite for a little bit. Do you think after last year's success that just attendance just generally should be better?
100%.
Do you think it will be the same?
It'll be, I'm gonna say 10% higher.
Okay,
That's a huge jump. I don't know if you're going to see 10%. As an aggregate, maybe a game here and there. I mean, we capped out with Virginia Tech at 58,000. So
that's what I'm saying. Do you think we'll get more than 58,000?
It's going to be. I feel like the momentum is there, and they've been pushing it for a while for Saturday. I think we might have a good chance.
Sean, you'll be there.
There will be over 100 recruits there too.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Are they
Week
transfer?
zero.
Are they transfer recruits?
They are.
They got cut. They got cut from the Commanders.
Commander. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, enough of that.
I mean, we were only 3,000 away from a official sellout against Virginia Tech.
So whatever when you say it like that. We're only 3,000.
I mean, 61,000.
They could have come up with 3,000 tickets.
Maybe they should stop.
You could do what
They could
Nebraska
come out with
is.
3,000
What is
votes
it?
in 2020.
Also, we're in 2026. Why has UVA not figured out how to put the fireworks out on the outside of the stadium to shoot up, where they have to get rid of a whole section, basically?
Well, at least we don't have people flying into the.
Well, our scoreboard did not get damaged in the offseason, okay?
That poor guy. I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah, poor guy, as in James Franklin. They weren't talking about him all day, so they talked about this guy, the parachutist.
Head. What's it called? Anyway.
Tangent alert right there.
Yeah, right. Let's talk about this offense. We're talking about fans and stuff like that. People don't care about fans.
The unknown of the offense is exciting.
What about the unknown? We kind of talked about the unknown. I mean, there's still. I don't want to write off the wide receiving core. And I want to give them a good chance.
Yeah, me too. But I'm just saying, also like Bo. Like Bo's gonna have to show out.
Wasn't Rico Flores like the best wide receiver at UCLA last year?
That you got to fact check at that. I don't know. While he's
Perplexity.
while he's looking that up, though, the history of NC State. We have won 23 times. They have won 38 times.
Quite some time.
No, but in the last five times we played them, we've scored 31, 21, 21,
Do you think there's
21,
a little bit of a maroon
33.
effect?
A what?
So we haven't beat them in quite some time, correct?
We've lost 4 straight.
I said, do you think there's a little bit of a maroon effect?
Maybe.
But
It'd be nice to start 1-0 in regular season and the ACC.
So Rico Flores is a 4-star transfer, 91 overall, or they called him 89 overall, 20th wide receiver. That was when he transferred from Notre Dame, and then as a prospect, he was 23rd top wide receiver.
What was his stats last year at UCLA?
It's not popping up. Let me pull another
I haven't
page.
had a lot of luck with Notre Dame folks, but UCLA was an interesting story last year, right?
Yeah, they got a good coach now.
So UCLA.
What do you mean you guess? What do you mean that
I just try to get your
dude, don't even. Bob Chesney.
Didn't they have Amalama over there?
They still do.
He's still there, huh?
And he's going to have a breakout year. He's got Bob.
He's got Bob.
You can add UCLA to Mills's closet.
No,
fandom.
I'm just saying, look what my boy did at Indiana. And now look what Bob's going to do. And we could have had Bob. We could have had...
What do you mean you could have had...
What's it called? Remember we'll do that segment where are they now kind of thing?
I think you should.
You're where are they now? Just JMU coaches.
So going back to Rico, 26 catches, 274 yards, average 10.5.
Ooh.
How many targets? I think it was a little banged up last year too, by the way.
Yeah, it doesn't show a whole lot.
Oh, by the way,
3 catches.
Sean, we got our bet going on about Xavier Brown. We're going to do that.
What's the bet?
I thought you said 500 yards. Or was it?
The depth chart just came out. I can't. I'd have to go back and look at text messages.
I'd use 100%.
Oh, by the way, the depth chart. One thing that I found. Did y'all find Did y'all find it a bit surprising in the running backs?
Yeah, Peyton Lewis is like an or. I was
They all
surprised.
are.
Were you
It's
surprised to
two
see
and then
Zay
oars.
Davis at the 2?
I don't think he's a 2.
Okay, maybe I just don't know how that works.
I don't either, but I don't think he's going to be the number 2. I'm surprised Peyton Lewis wasn't named the starter.
Your inside sources tell you.
Sean said he's probably
when you
wasn't
got-
reading the book, right?
When you have 5 on the depth chart, a 6 on the team, you're going to have a lot of oars. So we'll have to see it. It sounds like it's just going to feed the hot hand.
Middlebrook's good, though.
Yeah, they all are good, though. That's
Didn't
the problem.
Zay Davis have a really good game against Missouri when he
Zay Davis played well. Xavier played well. Peyton Lewis is coming from SEC territories. He plays well. So, honestly, it's going to be by committee. He's probably going to pair them up per drives and then just keep feeding the hot hand. And if someone goes off,
All right,
he's just
out
gonna
of the
keep feeding
5,
them.
does any of those guys break 1,000 yards rushing?
No, because when you have 5 running backs and they're all can contribute, I don't think you're going to see
Somebody's
a single
going
one.
to has to take the
As
rim.
a room, we'll probably get 1,500 to 2,000. I don't think that's out of the question because we talk about the wide receiver
Dude,
core
I think it's
being
going to be more than that. I think we're 100% going to have. I think we average over 100 yards rushing.
Let's see. So okay, yeah, we had 2,500 yards last year. So I think we outpaced that this year, and I think that's where you're going to see us shine. And we talk about Bo Perbula's passing game could be questionable. The wide receivers might be a little questionable. I think the rushing game is what's going to allow us to take the pressure off of them. Kind of the same as Chandler Morris last year. We could run the ball. And I know it's a video game, but NCAA 26, Virginia could run the ball. I ran the ball all down Virginia Tech's throat all game.
HB dive, HB dive.
Hey, we ran the ball, and I think it's all to do with the trenches and the running backs we got. So that's something to keep an eye on, how well we can run the ball in.
Didn't you say
We'll
we're
take the
we're
pressure.
the new Iowa of the big? Of
I
the
never
ACC?
said that. That was
Somebody you sent that to us though,
No,
right?
I didn't send that one to you. I think that was someone at Barstool. Maybe you sent it to us.
Or Ryan might have sent that.
Yeah. So that offensive line, though, you talk about those running backs. It's pretty huge.
My cousin, Monroe Mills.
Monroe Mills.
I mean, my
Where
parents.
did he get his size from?
I don't know. My mom's maiden name is Mills, so somehow we're related down the road.
Yeah. Well,
He got all the size. I
maybe he
didn't.
could get his jersey.
I would if he handed it to me. I'd rock it.
Yeah, I think me and him had like a little. I think that Xavier Brown might get at least 500 yards this year.
I think there was a bet.
I don't think we put anything on it, but that was my prediction. Time will tell.
I mean, he had 250 last year, and that's only in 7 games and 51 carries.
That's not like
For reference, Jamari Taylor had 222 carries for 1,091. So
I think you're going to see a similar thing, and I think I was talking to Mills about that, where you're going to kind of see. Remember last year we kind of ran a little bit more by committee, and then it kind of just tapered off.
I think you're going to see that. You're going to feed the hot hand once you get going. So, and Zay Davis I think he must have had one good game where he had 86 yards.
Probably against like whatever school it was that we played. Now I'm trying to remember our blowout teams last year. Like we kind of just walked. That was the Sun Belt team.
Coastal Carolina.
Coastal Carolina.
JMU blew him out too, so it's okay. Hey, you know, JMU was the first Virginia school to make the playoff.
I mean, do we have one thing that, we talk about a lot of Twitty, but do we have a lot of depth at?
Yeah, we still have depth at tight end. I think you'll see a lot of 12 personnel with our size there too. So going with, you got Twitty at 6'5", 247, Connor Cox 250, and then John Rogers. John Rogers played a lot
Towards the end.
Yeah, towards the end of last year. So, and they're all got plenty of experience.
I think these kind of questions kind of go hand in hand. So, Mills, if the boys don't win double digits, does that mean that is Tony not validated if he doesn't win double digits?
I'm okay with 9-3, so you gotta say 8. You gotta go 8.
8.
Yeah.
If he only wins 8 games, like, hey,
like,
last
why
year
did we
was
extend it? Well,
last year was a fluke.
Not a fluke, but you didn't back it up with a more experienced team. Like, I think he has to win 9, 10. I do think he has to win 9 and 10. Like 3 losses. I think that's a good season. But I'm just saying, like, I think what Sean brought it up, and I know Sean brought it up, is like, why would you extend somebody? You have one more year, see what he does after a good year. But we extended him because Sean did bring that up. It's like, why would you extend him now?
We had the chance to let him play out the last year of his contract and prove himself. And let's say he got off to a good start. You could have extended him then. Don't let him test the waters if you
halfway through the year.
Yeah, you feel that way. I don't think anybody's coming to poach Tony Elliott mid-year.
I don't know. Somebody in Clemson is on the hot seat.
Yeah, but I don't think they're calling Tony Elliott. They're going to find
if he has a really good year.
Well, we'll see. We don't have to get into the coaching carousel, but I'll agree with Mills. I think a 9-3 mark is what you really need to see from Elliott to back it up. Going from 11 wins, a historic season, we definitely want to see. You don't want to see too much of a drop off, if any.
Where did they have us for the ACC preseason?
6.
So 6,
which I think,
I think 6 is fine.
But I mean, really, realistically, 3 through 6 is a toss-up.
Yeah.
The top 2 is Miami and SMU or Miami?
That's the general consensus is Miami and SMU, and then Louisville is a dark horse. We're a dark horse. Florida State, man.
I saw whatchamacallit announced their starters tonight. Wake Forest started. That Carolina kid.
We've handled him before. Not worried. So yeah, we got to see some good wins this year and not. We can't take too much of a fallback.
I mean, last year was an interesting thing because it really could have gone very differently, and you had a lot of 500 games.
You could have been 7-5,
50-50 games.
You could have been 7-5. That Washington State could have been different. The Florida State could have been different. The UNC game could have been different. That's 3 right there.
But you also look where Wake and NC State both could have been different. So I think it all would have worked out in the wash. But it's always good to end the season on the win, even though we didn't have the playoff berth we were looking for and had the chance for. Just tough overall. We'll see if we can bounce back and get back to that ACC Championship game. I think we're a dark horse for that. I think people are kind of overlooking us, and I'm not sure why. We're not as flashy as Miami and SMU, but I think, again, our depth and our experience should carry us. And, I mean, I still like our quarterback room as well. You got Bo and Eli. Eli was a Heisman hopeful at the beginning of last year. Granted, he didn't play the best, and he got sidelined pretty early. But, I mean, still 2 strong quarterbacks in that room, plus Cole Greer coming up behind them. So there's a lot to like about this team.
It's the quarterback things are interesting. You went from Chandler Morris to I'm just kind of going back and looking we were high on the Hamrock kid that they were getting just because of his size and everything like that. And now, I mean, it just seems like any quarterback that we're bringing in after out of high school is really just not even. It's an afterthought. I think the Oscar Smith kid is intriguing, but. And I just, we just heard the news about him tearing his ACL, but
it'll be interesting.
I mean, obviously, it seems like
also it's a kind of a double-edged sword with that. I hate to say it because now if he doesn't, now he won't be able to ball out. I hate to say it and get poached by another team.
Yeah. I just also when I was listening on the way over here, just kind of trying to get prepared for North Carolina State a little bit. Sounds like the what's the name. Phillip Rivers kid got dinged up recently.
Gunner, yeah, he got smoked in the first game. He's going there next year, right? Gunner.
Yeah, because there is a possibility that CJ, depending on how his year goes, could go into the draft. So, going back to expectations with Elliott and all those things earlier. Yeah, I think that he kind of needs to get out there and get that 9 win. I mean, if it's an 8 win thing, but it's maybe
Like if it's
he gets
8 and
like
4,
if he beats SMU and bring home and gets a Tech win and stuff like that, like, and maybe there's just some kind of flukes out there with those 4 losses.
If he
like
goes-
West Virginia or something like
if
that.
he goes
then
8 and 4 and beats Tech at Tech, yeah,
sure.
that
I mean,
validates it.
golly, it's wild that that's so weighted. But yeah, it's weird when you talk about also about expectations. This team has just got so much talent that like I feel like they are setting you up
For a letdown.
For a letdown.
I agree.
Do you ever get that feeling like everybody's as a UVA fan, you're pretty hyped up about it, but
Nope, I'm all.
It's in the back of your mind.
it
that
could like how many
disaster
times
can
have
strike.
they done that to us?
Yeah.
Like
It's as a UVA fan, we all know that disaster can strike at any moment, so we got to just be prepared for that mentally.
I remember one game before I even sat down. It was 14-0
Yeah,
against Pitt.
that was fun. Should have just walked out, not even drank the beer.
so yeah, 6th in the ACC. Where do you think we land in the ACC?
I mean, I think that top 4 is very movable. It's going to be,
I think Miami.
it's going to come down
is
to a
gonna
game or
be-
two.
Because the way they do the win percentage thing and everything like that, do you feel like this team this particular game has
More.
way more weight
Correct.
and pressure on it?
Yes.
And
Who's
it's tough. I feel like to play a conference game, first game of the year, is very tough. But luckily, when they brought it back from Brazil, we got the draw for a home game for it. So it at least helps in our favor a little bit. They've been practicing at Scott. They've been getting ready for it. We don't have to travel. We don't have to worry about first game of the year travel bugs. Like, we're at home. We should just be able to take care of business, and I think we will. But it does put that pressure on you because you haven't had any live reps. You didn't have William and Mary to beat up on. You didn't have Richmond to beat up on. So it makes it a little tougher.
Yeah, so going through the schedule, North Carolina State, Norfolk State, West Virginia. West Virginia is interesting. You don't really know what you're going to get, but it is a P5, P4 school. Delaware, Florida State, Syracuse. A lot of mystery around Syracuse, if you ask me. Florida State's going to be really tough.
That Duke game Friday night.
Yeah, love
That's gonna be a good one.
Night game,
Yeah.
especially in October. Like it's always a lot of fun.
I'd love to go to that game.
SMU. That's gonna be really really tough. There ain't no any other way of getting around that one. So that's like the day I was thinking about. That's the day before my wedding anniversary. I wonder if Megan and I should go to Dallas, and
You find a way to sell it and let me know how that goes.
we're going to Dallas.
You know what?
It's
But the good
kinda
thing,
cool.
but if you're looking at it, the furthest we're traveling is SMU. Like Cal comes to us. Like we don't go out west this year, so that's also.
This is our second time at SMU, right? Didn't we play there last year?
I thought they came to.
Or they came to us, or they
No,
came
we
to us.
we didn't play SMU last
We
year.
didn't play them last
2
year. I
years
thought we
ago.
played
2
them the
years ago.
first time, but no, they came to us. Didn't we go to SMU
No,
game?
yeah, we went to SMU. Like
Yeah.
we went to the game itself. But they came to Scott. When you look at the schedule, it kind of breaks out favorably. We don't have back-to-back weeks on the road, 4 straight at home over a 5-week period. So we don't travel out of state until October, and then that's at Florida State. Then you get Syracuse at home, and then you go back out to Texas, and then from there it's 2 short trips.
It's not quite as soft as last year, but it's not the worst schedule.
No, not at all. We avoid Miami. We avoid
Clemson.
So
No
that
Louisville.
helps.
No
And no Louisville.
No Pitt this year.
Yep.
No Boston College.
Pitt seems to have been on a little bit of a slide though lately. I feel
Yeah.
like. But it's
We
still
started.
tough. You don't want to go play
we
Pitt.
started the slide for Pitt, I think,
Yeah.
2 years ago when we destroyed them when they were undefeated,
Well,
and it's just been.
don't want to talk about the back-to-back. They had it
Picks.
covered. The back-to-back pick sixes.
Thank you,
Never
Brennan
seen anything.
Armstrong.
That still pops up on a timeline here or there.
I mean, it was only 2 plays.
It was unreal.
Yep.
We threw the same ball.
Same play. Ah.
The only thing that would have made it bet worse if it was the same guy that picked it off and ran it back.
All right. So coming into this, like, who do you want to? Who are you most excited to see?
I'm excited to see the Tennessee kid, Peyton Lewis. Like, there's a lot of hype. He's a Virginia kid from Salem.
Just can't let go of that.
He's from Salem. He came back home. He could have gone to Tech.
Could have. I don't know. You've always had a little thing for Tennessee.
Rocky Top.
That's just one of his closet fan bases. So you got JMU, UVA, Tennessee closet,
He's not
Indiana
closet,
closet.
JMU. He's quite
now
active about
add UCLA closet.
I'm not UCLA. I just like look. Bob Chesney was a great dude. Bob Chesney's a great dude.
He's covering all the conferences. But
He's got a school
so
in every conference, every time
That's the guy you're most looking forward to.
I mean, the receiving core. I'll find somebody from the receiving core that
I'm not expecting any of that.
I mean, Ethan Minter. I'm excited about see what he does. Cam Robertson. Hope he comes back healthy.
I don't know. This is a hard question. I don't know if there's really someone specifically.
Monroe
I
Mills.
think you're most I don't think there was anybody maybe in the portal that you're like, man, we got this one. You know what I mean? And and then it's hard. Well, unless you're Deuce, it's kind of hard to get excited about a specific player on the offensive line. I think you could probably maybe lump the offensive line as a whole and see dominance there.
Also, is this the first time that we've gone through fall camp and no one got season?
We got through spring camp with no lineman injuries.
What about fall camp?
Fall, we have some injuries, but nothing. It seemed catastrophic.
That's the big thing about this team. There is a ton of depth on this team.
Yeah, and I think that's where I feel like people are sleeping on us, where we can rotate guys out and we'll have fresh bodies.
You know what's going to suck about this, though? When we come to Tech Week, we're going to lose all these players and we have to rebuild all 55 of those players.
It's at some point the cycle of high school players to transfer portal players is going to have to balance out. But right now, Tony Elliott, Portal Elliott, man, he is getting after it. He can make it happen.
Maybe that's why he's got 100 recruits coming. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, one specific guy. I mean, obviously, is Cam a fifth year or fourth year?
Cam's fourth year.
He could come back.
Could come back.
He's got another year. So, y'all have said a few different people. I'm going to go with Bo, just from experience and coming from the SEC program. And, yeah, he didn't have the greatest of years last year. He still beat Auburn. He still beat Arkansas. He had a close one against Alabama. I mean, I want to see. I think he is going to be a good, kind of like that game manager type. And again, with the running game that we have and the line we have, we should be able to let him just be himself and give him all the time he needs. So I'd like to see what Bo's going to do for us. And, that's the easy one because you always want to know what the quarterback's doing. But when you go to the backside, on the defensive side, I'm excited to see Fisher again. I mean, just a big guy coming off the edge. Again, I'm a metrics guy, 6'7". A 6'7", 270-pound.
Big tree.
Defensive end.
Big tree, fall hard.
So, again, and he's got the experience. So, I'm looking forward for another year with him. And then, especially Cam Robinson healthy. I would sacrifice the first 3 games to have Cam against Florida State.
Are you familiar with Middlebrook's numbers?
From Middle Tennessee State?
No, yeah.
Is it Middle Tennessee State? Or is it Middle Tennessee?
I think it's
Would
just
you mind
Middle
pulling
Tennessee.
that up, Sean? I think you might be a bit surprised.
140 carries, 752 yards, only 4 touchdowns.
That's some good numbers. Who do you play, though?
Delaware, Jacksonville State, FIU, Sam Houston State, New Mexico State. Do I keep going?
Hey, keep going.
Would you put him in the same category as Jamari Taylor, though? Very similar story, very similar thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to prove himself.
That's just rushing yards, right?
Yeah, 752 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns.
Receiving what? He had 400, 300?
Let's see.
So, nonetheless, he's put up numbers.
Yeah.
He's shown he could do that. So, I guess it's going to be proved. So, I'll be really curious to see if he can replicate that. But I kind of agree with Sean. I think I want to see Bo. I've watched enough Bo stuff to kind of be excited about.
40 catches he added. 40 catches for 400 yards. That's pretty good.
So I'm pretty excited to see, what Bo has to offer. One question I had that's not on here. So every year it seems that we have some type of different offensive wrinkle.
Uh-huh.
What do you think it's going to be this year? So we had basically
the direct snap.
No, before the direct snap we had the tush push.
The tush push.
And then now we had the direct snap last year.
We had the running back throwing the ball.
You think that's just going to be the same thing?
Yeah.
A lot of direct snap?
I don't know, because I think that's going to be keyed in on, and I don't know if we got the same personnel to run that play.
Should have better personnel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But I think you'll see something different. We'll see what
The
tricks
triple option.
that Dez pulls out this year.
Aren't Boley and Josie preseason ACC of players of all
Players to
ACC?
watch.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me. The biggest one you were talking about, the depth, and it's something we took about, or for the tricks and everything. We do have packages for Eli Holsting, is what I've heard as well. So we will probably see two quarterbacks. So it keeps the other team guessing.
Hey, Eli,
Where'd you
what
see
you
that
said,
at?
6'6".
24/7 posted it at some point that Eli was going to have packages as well.
Eli 6'6", put him at receiver.
He's a big boy. Is there any like young guys like you're curious that you could see having breakout
What, any like incoming freshmen or sophomores?
second years?
Second years. No.
Truthfully, there's not a whole
I
lot
think
of
the kid
second
out of
years on.
Matulka, Dylan Newton Short. I mean, I think
That's that receiver. He was, what, 15 last year, number 15?
Yeah, I think he might have some interest.
He's got a little bit of nagging injuries right now, but
They say he's fast as lightning. Fast as lightning. We'll see. I'm hoping though Cam Courtney does kind of show up. I mean, he's had.
We've been asking for him to show for a while.
Well,
now's his chance. He's not gonna. He doesn't have many people to compete against.
season predictions. On to season predictions.
Yeah, we kind of touched on it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
We don't need to do the whole rundown of the season. You know, typically we would like to
do you
have
want to put out a number so we can just reflect back on it?
Yeah, I think
I'm
you
looking
should.
at 9-3.
I got 9-3, 10-2.
We can't pick two.
All right, 9-3.
10-2.
10-2?
10-2.
Okay.
9-3. I'm going with.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna be 7-5.
Or 5-7.
The safe bet's 8-4, probably.
I think we're over 8.
All right, what's your prediction for this week's game?
I think we're going to run the ball all over them, and I think we're going to put up 30 plus.
Do you think?
And I think our defense holds them.
Do you think seeing CJ Bailey second go is going to be?
Yeah, we know what he's going to do. We know he's capable of making throws on the run. He's capable of making throws from the pocket. Reading the article today about what Elliott was saying, we just got to it's going to be tough to contain him completely. We just got to limit it. So he's going to get his, but as long as we can kind of contain him a tad bit, I think we'll be fine. I think we're going to bring some pressure. I've read a lot of things that we're able to bring pressure with the 4-man front, which has been harder for us in the past. Plus, we're going to have some packages bringing pressure from the second level. I think we'll find a way to contain. And the hardest part is going to be, because it is the first game, is will the guys stay sound in their fundamentals? Are they going to stay in their running lanes, and how they kind of react throughout the game? So, but again, I do think we're able to contain them. We've seen them. We got tape on them in that system too. It's not like we got to look at them at a different program. We've seen them at NC State and what they can do.
I feel like we had a ton of missed tackles in that North Carolina State game last year.
Yeah, if my memory serves me correct, I think you're right on that.
Yeah, I agree.
The aggression's going to be there. I think people are going to be ready to tear some heads off after all fall and spring camp. They're ready to hit.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It's always a fascinating perspective. Like, we are so wrapped up in just UVA football that we don't really see the other side of the coin in terms of, as we look at as we go down through the schedule and go down through the predictions of what other teams and where we're going to fall. We don't really know like what they're. I couldn't really tell you who they brought in at North Carolina State for on the portal side or anything like that. Other teams hit the portal as well. So, I mean, all you really have to go by is on 3 rankings and portal rankings and stuff like that. But
they got Duke Scott, the running back from UNC.
Apparently he's going to be out.
Oh.
There's multiple reports coming out.
He ain't no Hollywood Smothers.
No. Victor Snow, Buffalo transfer. They said punt returner, might be a playmaker. You got 2 other receivers, about 6'3", Davion Dozer and JoJo Trader might be an impact.
JoJo Trader.
So, and then they do have a good transfer class. Their reasonable expectations are about 7-5 and 9-3 for NC State this year.
Yeah, I mean I think we do that. We definitely have a little bit of edge and continuity, And
yeah.
So there's that upside. So,
and again, we can't say it enough. Experience.
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. Experience.
Experience.
I'll keep saying it till I'm blue in the face. We got it. So
I think, a couple keys in this and just kind of going back last year's dominating the clock. And you saw it last year. I think
we churned the clock. We dominated time possession in majority of the games last year, and it's all due to the running game. And we have the ability to go up tempo with it. We have the ability to slow it down. We're moving the ball well. We control the game, and that's going to be it's going to be the same thing this year.
Except for that ACC Championship game, they dominated the clock.
I don't remember that one. What happened there?
I do.
We don't need to bring that back up.
But those boys better remember.
Yeah.
Don't have to get down on it, but never forget, have that fire. Anyway, that was pretty corny sounding.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's week 0.
What do you think? How do you think about this game? How do you feel about this game? Well, let me ask you a different question because I think we've kind of kicked it around. If we lose, what does it mean if we lose? Not necessarily in the ACC thing, but if we lose this game, what does it mean to you?
Oh, a lot of wind out of the sail. It's going to be like starting 0-1.
And it's a long 2 weeks till we get to play Norfolk State.
And you're going to hear a lot of shit. It is.
Depends on how you lose, too. I think that's a big takeaway. If you lose on a close game and it came down to a play or two, yeah, that's going to hurt. If we get blown out, that's going to be even worse. But I'm hoping we're on the other end and we're putting a whooping on them. So that's what I'm hoping for. Beautiful weather. It's going to be 80.
Beat them, how do you feel about that?
It's a tough game, and you can look at it that way. Dynamic quarterback.
But, I mean, the spread's there. Like, if you beat them, that was what they said we were going to beat them by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take it, though. It's going to be beautiful football weather. I think it's going to be mid-80s, sun shining, 3:30 game. Wear orange, first game of the year.
You think we're going to wear orange jerseys?
Is there any game on this schedule that you guys are like, circle that one?
I want Duke
SMU.
at home.
SMU?
Yeah.
Duke?
I mean, there's going to be a lot of good games. SMU, Florida
what?
State, Duke.
Circle it. Delaware. The Fighting Blue Hens.
I would like to follow up the Florida State beating last year, or like the win. I should say not the beating, but the Florida State. I want to follow it up with another win in Tallahassee. I think they would lose their mind.
Couple of revenge games on this schedule. You got Duke and Wake Forest revenge games.
Yeah, exactly.
NC State.
And NC State. Wow, yeah.
Our 3 losses are all back.
SMU for sure. I think that's going to be kind of like a...
That's the only signature game you got on the schedule.
That's the only ranked team we got.
I mean, beating Florida State at Florida State, it's maybe not a signature. It is a... No matter what they
beating
are.
Virginia Tech at Virginia Tech will be a signature win because we haven't won there since 98.
I was going to ask you, are we looking ahead of ourselves by thinking or having that game in mind already? I mean, you see our friend here joining us. Until we lose, that is in our possession. So are we looking too far ahead, thinking about that game already? Or we got to play what's in front of us and then let that fall? Because I bet you there's one thing Virginia Tech fans are talking about. They're not happy that they lost. Or they're going to say, oh, we got James Franklin. They're so high on their horse that they he could do no wrong. And
it will be interesting to see what Virginia Tech fans' headspace, what their headspace will be by the time they get to that game.
Yeah,
it could be an emotional roller coaster for them. But it could.
It would be great to see them. What if they go 11-0 and then they get to us and we're 11-0?
I don't know. It is. Yeah, that would be pretty wild.
hopefully VMI comes out and rolls them.
No, I don't know. I don't want VMI. The game that I would love to see them lose would be ODU.
Again. They've lost that one twice now.
They played Maryland.
Did ODU get Pry fired? Did they fire him after the ODU game? That was a nasty loss.
Yeah, ODU beat the brakes off of them.
So they got Maryland, then they go to Boston College.
We're talking about them too much.
Damn, they played Clemson, Louisville, and no SMU and Miami.
I would give Mills a soccer minute, but I don't even really care about soccer.
Yeah, we're in the football season. We'll highlight that when we have a bye week.
That was a rough first week.
Maybe by the time we get there, they've won a game
against High Point.
Well, High Point's ranked, so
I just want to say the joke.
Oh.
nonetheless.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a wrap for the first episode.
Yeah, if
Season 3.
if fans really want more of a deep dive on offenses and defenses, go to 434. Check him out. He definitely does a better job breaking it down for you. Go listen to Ball Hawk. You're just gonna get a couple guys' opinions about the team, I think, this year. I think it's gonna be a little loose.
Loosey goosey.
Loosey goosey.
Yeah, we'll see how many times we get in the studio here versus remote, but it's going to be.
We're 1-0 right now in the studio.
We'll take it.
Oh
If we
man,
win.
dude, what if that's the case? Like if we win, that we have
You
to
have
We
to
gotta
come
stay in the
back. I
studio?
think you have to.
until they lost.
Yeah. Studio's open, always open, late night.
So is Sheets.
Yeah, Sheets run and done.
Did you go to Sheets?
I did.
And
Signature Sheets drink.
with that, go Who's.
Go Who's.
Go Who.